Hi, this is Veronica. Last night on Linda Moulton Howe, Earthfiles, she talked about tall whites. She had an interview with someone, and this interview was done in 2019. I think everyone is scared to say what they need to say. They would tell her, and then she holds on to it, or maybe she tells it at a conference where you have to pay for her to divulge that kind of information. I'm going to keep this one short, okay? Yeah, so she talked about tall whites and how when you are in the presence of these particular entities, alien entities, you feel as though you can faint, and these entities can think so quickly that for them to communicate with a human, and they're throwing images at you, and they're throwing information at you for a human to decipher what they're seeing. It would take so long, and it frustrates the tall whites because they don't have time to wait on the human to understand what they're saying. They're like some sort of like 100,000 computers in terms of their intelligence, and in terms of how they go about doing, how they do their thing in terms of communication. And they can go back in the future, they can go back into the past and go forward into the future to get information. What she's saying is that the tall whites, and similarly people that you will see in certain parts of Europe, the white people in certain parts of Europe, they resemble those particular people. So there's like a genealogy. That's where she was going, that the people in that particular region in Europe resemble the tall white aliens. So it may be that the tall white alien has something to do with that particular area, Denmark and that area where there are tall white people. The aliens may have had something to do with that, like they're hybrids maybe in that area. And when you are around them, you can actually faint. You feel afraid. You're not yourself. So I invite you to go on her channel, Linda Moulton Howe, and hear the interview she did with this particular guy. And last week she wasn't there. It was a rebroadcast, so I didn't have anything to say last week. I think coming up, she may not even be on next week. I'm not sure, but she was saying she's going to be somewhere. But her shows are there to tell you we are not alone in the universe. We are not alone in the universe. If you have time, look up into the sky. If you have time, especially when the sun is going down, look around early sunset, like maybe within sunset and an hour after sunset, gaze up to the sky. You would be surprised what you see floating around in the air, in the heavens. So yeah, last night she talked about tall whites and their intelligence and how you feel when you are around them. And it's not a good feeling for humans because our brains move so slowly and they communicate via telepathy, and we are not there yet. But yeah, I invite you to go on Linda Moulton Howe and check it out. This is Veronica.